Hi, I'm Rose Dishman. I'm a physical therapist here at University Health Services. And today I'd like to talk to you about how to look at your shoes to decide if they are worn out or if they're in good shape. A lot of times people will think their shoes are in good shape, but really they're showing signs of uneven wear, and this creates a stress in their body that can create pain. The pain might be felt in the foot, the knee, the hip, the back, and it can all be stemming from an old pair of shoes. So before you decide if your shoes are worn out or not, it's important to understand the normal mechanics of walking and running. So when we walk, it is totally normal to hit on the outside, roll in, and roll back out. That roll is really helpful and healthy for our bodies because it absorbs shock. But it does wear out our shoes. We should not try to just hit here and go this way. That would be too much shock up through our body. We should let our body do the natural hit on the outside, roll in and roll back out, that shock absorbing motion. But we should take a look at our shoes from time to time and decide if they're still good and still helping us to do our activity without discomfort. Now in this pair of shoes, you will see that because this person hit on the outside, rolled in and rolled back out, he began to have lateral heel wear. So the shoe, when he purchased it, had some black undercoating here on the sole, and on this side it's thinner. On this side it's all the way down to the next part of the sole, so that when he's trying to find the ground in his stride, he'll be tipped out more than usual on the right and really tipped out way more than usual on the left. And this difference can create pain in the affected leg. It would be just like a car that has a tire with only half of the air on one side, affecting the whole alignment of the car and causing some, over time, damage to the car. It is totally normal to wear out your shoes differently, to different degrees on each side, and so this is a normal pattern. That's why you have to look at both of your shoes. If someone is more of a forefoot striker in their running pattern, then they will hit on the outside, roll in and roll back out here, and then the wear will be seen here on this outside edge. So in this pair of shoes, on the left side, it started off, this was probably as thick as this, and now it's showing some of that wear from a forefoot striker. On this side, it is much less, so the black is completely gone. That purple is not how the person first got their shoes. They first got the shoes probably with that black right on the edge of the purple, but this person has worn it off or skived it right off the side and will begin to have ankle, foot, hip, knee, or back pain from this shoe. Another thing to look at that I don't have a good example is to look at the shoe from the back. So someone who rolls in too much, rolls in more than they should, will begin to have this part of the shoe angle in. So you can see that this part of the shoe is pretty perpendicular to the level surface here. But if you see in your shoes that this is tipped in, this line is tipped in, then you know you roll in a little bit more than the average person and your shoe is getting worn out. One thing that will help you keep this part of the shoe stable for you is every time you take on and off your shoes to tie and untie them so that you don't wibble wobble this heel every time you take them in and out. If this was stable in the beginning of buying a shoe and is not so stable now, it might be because you tried to shove your shoe in your foot in each time to the shoe and have lost the stability here. I'm going to show you another example of a worn out shoe. This person also hit on the outside, rolled in and rolled out. And this shoe, but a little less than the previous example, so this is worn off, but not quite as severe. But because they rolled in a little too much on one side compared with the other, they've lost some of the stiffness in the midsole. I'm going to demonstrate that next. Most running shoes will bend where the toes bend as the person pushes off there. That's good, that's normal. So these shoes also bend where the toes bend. But most running shoes will give you some support through the middle part of the arch, so that if I take the shoe where the toes are and where the heel is and try and bend it here, it will have a slight amount of give but be pretty stable. And that's the arch support built into the shoe. This person came to see me with hip pain, and I checked this person's shoes. So it bends where the toes bend on this side and has some stiffness here on the mid-arch when I try to compress it. This side didn't hurt. This is the side that hurt, and the arch can be completely bent. You wouldn't know this so much from looking at the shoe. It has this nice straight line. It's got a little wear but not excessive. But when I take the shoe and bend it there, and that bends that much on one side and that much on the other side, we know we have a problem. So before you go out for your run today, take a look at your shoes and decide for yourself, are they in good shape or is it time for a new pair? Have fun running.